Good morning children. In class 10th biology textbook, chapter 10 is natural resources. So, before learning the concepts from natural resources, let us recall the concepts which you have learnt in your earlier classes. So, related to natural resources, concepts you have learnt from class 7th, 8th and 9th are there. So, today in this session, we will learn the concepts from class 7. So, in class 7, you have 3 concepts related to natural resources: water too little to waste, soil our life, forest our life. Let us see the first topic, water too little to waste. So, children, think, if the total water on earth be 100%, what is the percentage of fresh water available to us? What are the different methods by which we can conserve water? Now, see the pie diagram here. It is showing the sources of water on earth. Now, here you can clearly see that out of 100%, 97% is present in oceans. Only 3% is fresh water, available fresh water, and in that 3% also 2% is present in glaciers and poles as ice and as snow. So, now available source of fresh water is only 1%, that is in the form of groundwater, water in ponds, lakes and rivers. So, we should be aware of protecting this available little less water, that is only 1%. So, due to human interventions degrade the quality and quantity of natural supply of fresh water. How? See, construction of dams will alter the natural flow of the river, leading to what? Water scarcity in the downstream areas. So, in the downstream areas, water scarcity will occur, soil erosion will occur, and also it loses its soil fertility. And due to the poor farming practices and also due to the deforestation, the soil loses its moisture. And due to the runoff chemicals from industries and households, offices, surface water is polluted, because all this sewage water is drained out into the water bodies on the surface of the earth. So, this sewage water, what is sewage water? Sewage water is the drained out water from offices, households, industries and many other urban settlements. So, this sewage water, if it is directly flown into the water bodies, it will pollute all the water in the rivers or that water bodies. So, what we have to do? Sewage water should be treated and then released into the seas, rivers or onto the ground. Do you remember these pictures? It shows the treatment plants of sewage water. During the treatment, sludge is obtained, which is used for biogas production, and also after biogas production, dried sludge is used as manure. Now, conservation of water. How to conserve water? So, this picture shows the construction of percolation pit. So, what we have to do? We have to harvest rainwater. How we can harvest? So, by constructing the percolation tanks or percolation pits, we say. During this construction of percolation tanks, we use sand, gravel, large stones, small stones. So, they will retain the water in the percolation pits, thereby groundwater level will be increased. And here you can see contour trenches. By constructing these contour trenches in the crop areas, water is retained in the ground. Thereby, the soil will retain the moisture and it can be used by the plants. These are the 2 main methods to conserve water. Now, children, try to answer these questions. How are human activities affecting the water bodies on earth? What are the different methods by which you can conserve water in your house and at school? How can sewage water be managed? Now, we will proceed with the second topic, soil our life. Now, soil, like water, it is also one of the most important resource, natural resource. Soil is the uppermost layer of the earth crust. It is formed of rock particles and organic matter called humus. what is humus? Humus is the dark matter formed out of dead and decaying of plants and animals and also their remains. It has many nutrients and helps in the plant growth. Now, soil supports the existence of living organisms, that is plants, animals and even microorganisms. So, we can say that soil is a good habitat. Here you can see in the picture how it is, soil supports the animals, plants, and also it is used to do agriculture for construction purposes. And see, soil, we depend on soil for agriculture, construction purposes, making utensils and toys. See here how toys are made, how beautiful they are, no? Now, plants also absorb mineral salts and water from soil. Now, children, do you remember this picture? This picture shows the soil layers in the earth. So, the topmost layer is the O horizon. It is the where humus is present and most of the nutrients are supplied from this layer only. Now, next is the A horizon. It is also called as the topsoil. Now, most of the plants roots penetrate in this layer horizon only. Then E horizon, it is also called as the leaching layer. Here all the minerals get deposited. And next is the B horizon, it is also called as the subsoil. Here roots of big plants, they penetrate only up to the E. Mostly up to B horizon, roots are not penetrated. Next is the C horizon and R horizon. Here mostly the bedrock is present and unweathered rocks are present. Now, types of soil. Types of soil are sand, loam soil and clay soil. Clay has more moisture content. It can retain more of the water because its particles are very small, and sand has the least moisture content because it has more percolation rate. Sand has more percolation rate and clay has the least percolation rate. Now, farmers decide the type of crop they grow according to the nature of the soil, because you see clay has more retaining capacity, retaining water capacity. So, sugarcane, paddy which need more water are grown in this type of soil, and red soil, that is like it has more of the sand particles. So, it retains less water. So, in this soil pulses, oil seeds and paddy variety are grown. Paddy variety which need less water are grown in this type of soil. And if the farmers use more of the pesticides or insecticides, the acidic nature of the soil will increase. So, here if highly acidic soils are there, it retards the plant growth. So, automatically the agricultural product will be less. Now, we will learn about the soil erosion. So, what is soil erosion? During heavy rains or heavy winds, due to that run of water, during the heavy rain, water will flow, no? That water, and also due to the heavy wind, air that carries away the top layer of the earth. This is called as the soil erosion. When the top layer is carried away, or all the nutrients will be carried away. So, due to this soil erosion, soil loses the nutrients. So, growth of plants will be retarded. How to prevent the soil erosion? This comes under the soil erosion. So, what to do? Farmers grow trees around their fields. So, in the field will be there, around the field the farmers grow the plants, so that soil is retained in that area. Soil erosion does not occur. And in the vacant land also, soil erosion occurrence is more. So, farmers try to grow trees in the vacant areas also to prevent the soil erosion. Now, now one more method to conserve soil is crop rotation. Now, what is crop rotation? Crop rotation means growing the crops in alternate season, different crops in alternate seasons, like farmers grow pulses, and then in the next season they grow paddy crop, and then in the next season they come back to pulses. Like that, growing the crops is called as the crop rotation. Because of crop rotation, soil fertility and productivity is maintained. So, these two, to prevent the soil erosion and practicing the crop rotation, it is very important to conserve soil. Now, children, try to answer this question. How can you say soil is a good habitat? How does deforestation affect soil fertility? Now, let us proceed with the third topic, forest our life. Now, we have learnt about the soil and also water. They are also natural resources, and forest is also a natural resource. Forests take up large amount of carbon dioxide and harmful particles and gases that are present in the air and keep the air clean. So, they serve as the lungs of our earth. For many plants and animals and also even microorganisms, forest is a natural habitat. So, when we are cutting forest or trees in the forest, all the natural habitat for these plants, animals and microorganisms is lost. So, what happens? Several organisms disappear, they die, or they leave the place and move to the another place. So, now we can according to the statistics, we see that in the geographical area of our country, only 19.3% is of forest. Now, forests are renewable resources, renewable natural resources which play an important role in the ecological balance. Now, what is renewable natural resource? Renewable natural resources means natural resources after using also they again revive and revive. But if we continue cutting deforestation like this in this rapid way, these renewable resources may become non-renewable in the no time in the future. So, there and also from forest we have forests are of very much economical value also. From the forest we get timber, fuel wood, cane, resins, lac, oils, fruits, nuts, firewood, fodder for animals, honey, all these we get from the forest and many more products we get from the forest. Now, forests also have wild varieties of cultivable crops and also medicinal plants. We get so much of medicines from the forest and they provide habitat for wildlife also, and forests help to control the soil erosion. In various forest areas, our state, we find some people also living in those areas, making it as their home. They usually live in the place in the forest where water is available, like you see Chenchus and Adivasis like Koya, they live in the forest. But if we think that they are destroying the forest by deforestation for their home like that, it is not like that. They never cut the green trees for fuel wood and for domestic purposes, they only collect dry wood. And they also hunt only small animals like monitor lizard and rabbits for their food. And the practice they do is while collecting tubers they eat, they leave on part of them in the soil only for them to grow again. Now, what are the steps we can take to conserve forest? One of the important is social forestry. What is social forestry? That is people own effort to revive forest which are well known as 𝗂𝗏𝗏. We save forest by planting which type of trees we plant? Bamboo and other plants like karaka, rosewood, nallamaddi, tamarind, usuri, jaffra, etc. Mostly the plants which are suitable for this type of soil only we have to plant. Okay, then only it will be good for conserving soil here and also good for the natural habitats, animals which live on those plants. And also to conserve soil moisture by making bunds along edges of plantation areas and digging trenches also we can conserve the forest. Now, children, observe, do you remember this picture? So, Chipko movement, Bishnois in 18th century, Bishnois led by Amrita Devi, some 326 Bishnois, they have sacrificed their lives for protecting the khejri trees in their area. When the king wanted to cut those trees, they just simply hugged the tree and not letting the soldiers to cut the tree. So, it was later on known as a historical event like it is known as Chipko movement. Afterwards, this movement was led by people like Sundarlal Bahuguna and Gaura Devi and Chand Prasad Bhatt. Save a tree, save other lives too. Now, try to answer these questions, children. What is the role of forest in maintaining ecological balance? Write some ways to conserve forest. So, children, in this session you have learned topics from class 7th which are related to the natural resources lesson from class 10th. So, in the next session we will learn the topics from 8th class which are related to the natural resources. Thank you.